So, as you can see from the content of my YouTube channel, I play a decent amount of video games. And like I used to think that that was something that kind of just started since I moved to the US to do college. But recently, as in like 7 or 8 months ago, when I was like writing down YouTube video ideas. So, you know what, recently. Totally. Anyways, I was thinking, and I actually did play a decent amount of video games growing up. So I thought it would be cool to look back, maybe try and replay some of those games that I played growing up and see just analyze how they impacted my development and whether they still hold up nowadays, or if I was able to play them, that is. So yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling and we'll get into the video. So yeah, this masterpiece that you can see right here on your screen is Sid Meier's Civilization 2. It is the second in the Civilization series. The current one is Sid Meier's Civilization 6, which is an amazing game, highly acclaimed. People love that game. But yeah, this is where it all started for me, at least one of the first games I can remember playing. There might have been one or two beforehand, but yeah. Yeah, this video is not going to be in chronological order because these are games I played when I was very young. So my memory is good, but it's not that good. So, but yeah, it's a great game. It's a strategy management 4X game, if you know what those terms mean. Basically, you run a country and you can try to take over the world and win by conquest. Or you can try to be the most culturally amazing place, and you can win that way. Or you can go to space. I was one of the people that liked to go to space, which makes sense, because now I am a STEM major, and one of the things that I'd want to maybe do is make software that will help people go to space. So yeah, I guess that's one way that this game impacted me. But also, it's just about management and system design and efficiency is the way I think about it now that I have a computer science brain, and that's the way I'm forced to think for all my classes. It's so yeah, maybe that planted the root of that in me way back then. But yeah, as to how it plays now, it's an amazing game. I played this game for several hours just getting gameplay footage because I lost track of time and I was having a lot of fun. It's a good game. Maybe not quite as good as Civ 5 or Civ 6, which I have in my current Steam library, but it's a very good game. Holds up very well, although graphically it's a little hard to get. And it was hard to get it running on my computer. Shout out to my older brother who helped me get it running on my computer, which is ironic because I'm a computer science major. But it was more I don't, for whatever reason, it was on my computer, not on me. My computer did not download the files right, and so it wouldn't let me run it. But then my brother sent me the files because it's not a big game. It's really old, so it's very small file size. But yeah, it has good yeah, I was able to run it as soon as he sent it to me. But yeah, other than the fact that it's hard to run, it's an amazing game. And yeah, I really enjoyed playing it again to make this video. Another game that I played when I was younger was Castles 2. This one is a very vague memory. I'm not sure if I actually played it or if I just cooperatively played it with my older brothers or dad when they were playing it, which I think still counts as playing. If you're giving people advice and being a backseat gamer, you're totally playing the game, right? But anyways, yeah, basically it's another strategy management game where you build your own castle, manage a feudal empire, kind of like Crusader Kings 2, but a little more simplified and with pixel art and not as complex of systems. I remember it being a great game, but I wasn't able to replay it because it is on Steam for $10, but I didn't feel like paying $10 for just one YouTube video. But yeah, I don't know. Looking at photos though, it had a great art style and everything. And yeah, I think probably would still enjoy it to this day. Next up, and no, I'm not that old, is the original SimCity. My family had an old Windows 95 computer that, yeah, I don't even know how old that thing was. Older than me. But yeah, so me and my siblings played SimCity on that, which again, this is another strategy management game, which I guess that's why I'm in a system development / software engineering field for college. But yeah, it was a fun game. It was cool to build your own city, try and manage water and pollution and electricity, and then be really sad and cry when Godzilla would come and tear apart your city, and then it would be like, wow, look at what I just wasted several hours on. Actually, I don't think no, I know for a fact my parents did not let us play on the computer for that long because they were good parents. They didn't let us spend all day on the computer, even though it looks like it from the amount of games that are in this video. But yeah, it was a good game. It was a good introduction to like system management and like data analytics, how decisions on design change impact on efficiency and optimization and all that. So yeah, sadly I wasn't able to play it because it's really old. Like really old. So yeah. Next game up is not a strategy or management game, but is a puzzle game, and it is Myst. This might fall more in the realm of collaborative playing with my brothers, because I don't remember if I actually played it by myself. But yeah, I mean, backseat gaming with your brothers totally counts as playing a game, right? Yeah, but yeah, sadly I wasn't able to replay this because although there is like a remastered fancy high-def version on Steam, I'm not about to spend all that money for just one YouTube video. So yeah, I did not replay it. But from what I remember is it was hard. It was really hard. And took a long time to get through puzzles. But then again, I was a little kid. To me, an hour was an eternity, so maybe it didn't take that long. What I do remember is that like getting really excited with my brothers when we would like finally figure out a puzzle and like move on to the next thing. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but I wasn't able to replay it, and I suck at puzzles to this day. I do not like puzzle games. So yeah, it is what it is. So, but yeah, from what I remember, it was a good game. Now, getting into the online games, AdventureQuest. This game is, from what I remember, amazing, and when I was replaying it to get gameplay footage, still is very good. One thing I noticed while replaying it, just gonna get it out of the way, it's kind of boring. It takes forever to defeat like low-level things because like they have so many health points. You only do a couple damage at a time, so like, that one thing didn't hold up from what I remember, but like otherwise it's amazing. It has an amazing art style, lore, like characters are amazing. Like I had a lot of fun playing this. I don't remember how I even started playing this back when I was a kid. I don't know. I think it was either my brothers or someone else who introduced it to me. But yeah, it's a fun game. It's one of the reasons that I love like fantasy games and I love like turn-based JRPGs and stuff. It's a really good game. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that for now. Because the next game in my list is DragonFable, which is the older brother to AdventureQuest, and everything that's true about AdventureQuest is doubly true for DragonFable. It has better animations, a better like traversal system. AdventureQuest is like click and point. When I was replaying it was hard to like figure out how to get into quests and stuff for a little bit because I wasn't used to the interface. But DragonFable, super intuitive, great game, enjoyed it so much. It is, yeah. It's the same art style, just slightly improved from AdventureQuest, same world and everything. Great game. Like, love it. Love it. I played so many hours of DragonFable, recording gameplay of this because I lost track of time. It's just so much fun. Although the one thing that I will say, having replayed it recently, is I feel like they sped up the progression of the game because, yeah, I don't remember being able to get the magma sword that I'm using in this gameplay here as quickly as it did. Like, it took me like 2 minutes to get it in my replaying, whereas when I was a kid, it took a lot longer to do that. Maybe it's just because we had really slow internet or whatever, but yeah, I feel like they sped that up and the level progression and not the how quickly you get gold, so that they'll have people pay money to get stuff. But yeah, it's a really good game. Sadly, there aren't any 3D melee combat games like it in the current day and age. Although Ni no Kuni 2 kind of gets close. It's a similar like color palette and stuff, but it's not quite the same art style as DragonFable. So hey, if the developers of DragonFable want to make a game like that, I'll buy it. So you'll have at least one person. But yeah, it's a great game when I was a kid, and it's still a really good game. You know, for living in a country that had like terrible internet connection when I was growing up, I played a lot of online games. Although this next game, RuneScape, I mostly played when we were in the US on furlough. But yeah, RuneScape, it was a great game when I was a kid. The current version, which is the version that I have gameplay of now, is not. I do not like the current version. Sadly, the version that I played was slightly after old school RuneScape, but like before new RuneScape, so I can't really play the version that I played when I was young, which is really, really sad. But yeah, I loved RuneScape growing up. It's fantasy, crafting, MMO, had a great world. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I remember like doing dungeoneering with my older brother and like just having fun, going through dungeons, killing, I think it was like skeletons or whatever. It was a fun time, just like playing games with my brother in like a fantasy world. But they took that away and made it a bright, cheery palette, like World of Warcraft type color palette game. So now I don't really like it, and also the UI is really confusing, and I don't like the new RuneScape. So yeah, in terms of how I think it holds up, I don't think RuneScape holds up very well because I think the developers ruined it. But that's only my opinion. But yeah, old RuneScape that I played, amazing though. It's one of the reasons why I love fantasy, like games, books, movies so much. So yeah, old RuneScape, good game. New RuneScape, not so much. Okay, so this next game is Tradewinds and Tradewinds 2. And this is more as just a bookmark to say, hey, me and my siblings also played a lot of games on shockwave.com, which is one of those old flash game sites. Although I'm not sure if they're kind of halfway in between flash games and like fully fledged like indie games. I don't know. This was like slightly before Steam like hit its peak and all that stuff. So yeah, this actually was like roughly around when Steam was introduced. So Shockwave was the thing on the internet. And yeah, I remember us having fun, making our own little trade empires. A common theme you can see through all these games is like they're pretty educational. They're like based in history or like doing something intellectual, like managing a city or like solving a puzzle. So yeah, Shockwave games, it was a lot of fun. Tradewinds was a lot of fun. Sadly, you can't play Tradewinds. It's not on Steam like some other Shockwave games. So now, at this point, we're getting into the games that I've actually played up to somewhat recently. Like I played these games up into high school. This game right here is a joy and a pleasure. It is part of the Wolfenstein franchise. It is Enemy Territory. It's like a free-to-play game that they put out, which I'm surprised that it didn't take off very well, because my family and like my friends, well, not friends so much, family loved it a lot, and we played it because like it's a local area network shooter. Like you can play it on your local area network, so you don't need an actual internet connection. You just need to have a router in your house, and you can play with the other computers. So like once we had more laptops in my house, like we could play, and yeah, it was a lot of fun because like you can just go around shoot. It was like Call of Duty but free for us. So yeah, that's the appeal. We got to play Call of Duty and like have fun playing shooter games with each other. And yeah, there is an extensive modding community for this, which is why it's like dangerous to join servers, because like you most likely are not going to keep your vanilla game, because I mean, let's be honest, the original game is a little bit clunky. Like one thing I noticed as I was replaying this to like get gameplay footage was it's a little bit floaty with like the movement controls, and the gunplay and shooting isn't too solid. But like for how old it is, it's good. It's a lot of fun. And unfortunately, I tried to play this with my siblings like a couple months ago as like a virtual game night, since we couldn't all be in the same area together. I was like, hey, we'll have a game night together. We tried to play this and it didn't work, so we ended up playing Among Us, which is a great game, by the way. Everyone knows Among Us though. But yeah, and then we couldn't connect with this. But yeah, this was a fun game growing up, because there's like a lot of cool maps out there. It's super easy to connect on a local area network. Over internet, not so much, but over LAN, there's a lot of fun. So yeah, as to how much it holds up, it's fine. It's just I wasn't able to play with my siblings, which is why I downloaded it on my computer in the first place a couple months ago. So yeah, it's not amazing, but yeah, it was a good game back when I played it, and like we had limited options and like not a good internet connection, so we were doing local play. So yeah, it was a great game. All right, so we're finally on our last game. Sorry, I did not realize how many games there were gonna be in this video. But yeah, this is a game that a lot of people are familiar with because it's been remastered. I think it's on its third version, because there's HD edition and then there's like definitive edition that they're on now. This is the HD edition because I own that, because this was one of the top games with me and my siblings growing up. Again, it's historical based, very intellectual, pretty educational. I can remember playing this game growing up, and like I was homeschooled. You can kind of tell by how quirky I am. But yeah, so my mom would be like reading our history lesson, and I'd be like, hey, I played this in Age of Empires. I know who that guy is. I conquered Jerusalem as Saladin. What a crazy coincidence. What a coinky-dink, as the kids would say. But yeah, I love Age of Empires. I haven't got so much into the HD edition because I have a lot of games now. I have like almost 400 games just on my computer, in my computer library. Well, actually, no, that's only my Steam library. I also have my Epic Games library, which has about 150. But yeah, I have a lot of games now, so this one doesn't take as much of my time. But as a kid, this was a lot of fun. Also, like, this also supports local area network. So played this a lot overseas growing up with friends and my family. And it's just a solid game, which it holds up very well, which I think can be seen by the fact that Age of Empires 4 very much takes a lot more, I feel, from Age of Empires 2 than Age of Empires 3, which theoretically Age of Empires 3 should have been better than Age of Empires 2. But yeah, it's a great game. It's very difficult though. And yeah. Anyways, I need to cut this video short because this has been long. But yeah. So yeah, just to recap, played a lot of games growing up apparently, now that I've actually gone through them all. Played SimCity, Castles 2, Myst, Shockwave games, Enemy Territory, Civ 2, probably DragonFable, AdventureQuest, RuneScape. I played a lot of games, which, yeah, now it makes sense why I'm a gamer. It's not exactly a new thing. I thought it was a new thing. I was like, oh yeah, I don't really play that many video games. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been playing video games since I was literally like 5 years old. It's been a long journey. I've been playing video games for almost 2 decades. My gosh. That makes me feel old. But yeah. So yeah, those are the games I played. Almost all of them hold up, and almost all of them can still be played, which I think that's not true about a lot of the games from the era that I was growing up. I think I just played a lot of really good games when I was growing up. So yeah, good job parents, and good job my siblings for finding some of the other games that my parents didn't buy but they bought. Because Age of Empires 2, my oldest brother bought originally. Wow, I remember when he bought it and brought it home, it's like, it's rated teen. Oh my gosh, it's such an adult game. And now I'm like, rated teen. Yeah, there's blood when you kill sheep. How brutal, how violent. But yeah. So yeah, finally made another video. Thank you for everyone who's been so patient with waiting for me to make more videos. My voice hurts. I have not done this much talking in a long time. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe to my channel, you can do that. You are allowed. If you like this video, please tell me. Like the video so I know if people like this, so if this is something y'all want to see. I can go more into depth on like breakdowns of these games and like what's good about them and whatnot. But yeah, those are the games I played growing up. That is why I am the way that I am. And yeah, thanks for watching.